Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Awesome. Hey, Javier, during this conversation, sometimes I'll record these conversations for training and training purposes and marketing purposes. We would never use any of your personal information or anything, but just sharing your story. Would you be okay if I recorded the conversation?
Hell no. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Right on, man. Don't worry. We'll change all the names to protect the innocent.
I'm joking.
I hear you. All right, cool. So I'm just going to break it down and start at the beginning. So you're trying to buy a property. Is it going to be a primary residence or something different?
Neither.
Neither. Tell me what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to get an equity loan.
Okay, so you own a property. You want to pull some equity out. Understood. How many pieces of real estate do you currently own?
One.
Awesome. That's your primary?
Yes.
Perfect. How much do you owe on that primary residence? Do you have a mortgage?
Yes.
How much do you owe right now, approximately? You don't have to be perfect on these answers, so don't worry about looking anything up. Just give me a rough estimate.
I owe $289,950.
Okay, good. And tell me, how much do you think the house would appraise for in today's market?
Around no more than 550, maybe 530, 550.
Okay, good. What's the interest rate on your current first mortgage?
Nobody can beat it. 2.875.
Awesome, great. And tell me, what is your main goal of pulling equity out right now? What are you trying to accomplish?
Pay off taxes. I owe like $90,000 in taxes, and then pay off our vehicles.
Okay, sounds good. We'll break down your liabilities next. How much do you owe on your vehicles?
Yeah. I'm looking. My apologies, my friend. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. While you're looking that up, I'll ask you another question while you're looking that up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Cool. What's your credit score approximately?
Around 705 or 730. I'm not too sure. It's in
okay,
the low
good.
sevens.
Okay. Are you married or single?
Married, and
Great.
she's around the same.
Okay. And we'll use both of you on a new mortgage if we did do one?
Yes. Okay.
So
one vehicle. The Maserati, we owe $27,750.
What's the monthly payment on that one?
$730 something, but I usually pay $750 a month.
Okay, good. How much on the second one do you owe, and what's the payment approximately?
The second one, we owe $21,000, almost $200.
Perfect. How much is the monthly payment?
I usually pay $550 a month.
What's the minimum required?
$520.
$520. Okay. And how much total credit card debt do the two of you carry?
I'm going to say about $20,000.
Okay. And any personal loans?
Nope.
Any student loans?
Yes. My wife.
How much total student loan debt?
I think she's around $1,700.
Only 17. Is she making payments, or is it deferred, or what's the status?
No. We make the payments.
How much is the minimum monthly payment?
It was $14,000. We owe $1,772, and I think the minimum payment's like $144.
Okay, cool.
But
Any other?
$250 a month on that.
Okay, good. Any other student loans, or just that one?
Just that one.
Good. Any obligations to alimony or child support?
No, thank God.
Good. Any bankruptcies or anything like that in the past? Foreclosures, anything?
In the past 7 years, no. Probably 15 years ago, we had a bankruptcy 15, 20 years ago.
Okay, cool. Thanks for telling me, but that's okay. That was a long time ago. No big deal. And then tell me any outstanding, or you already did, is it an IRS debt that you're going to try to pay off for $90,000?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, we'll switch gears and talk about income. Are you self-employed, or do you work for a company? How long have you been a 1099 employee?
Probably 20 years, 12 years with this company.
Okay, good.
My whole life.
Perfect. And did you already file 2024 taxes, or is it still in the works?
Still in the works.
Okay, no problem. In 2020, in 2023, what was your net earnings after deductions for your 1099 work?
Around 264.5.
264.5. That was after deductions, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's solid. And then was 2022, do you know what that was, or was it more? Was it less?
I'll give you an exact amount.
Okay, sounds good.
While you were waiting, my wife averages about 76 a year.
Is she self-employed or does she work for a company?
She works for a company.
How long has she been with her current employer?
5 years.
Good. And that's a W-2 position?
That is correct.
And that 77,000, is that salary or hourly, or how's it broken down?
I think it's hourly.
Okay. And has
Yeah,
it been
hourly.
Okay. Has it been pretty consistent around that 77 mark for the last 2 years, 23 and 24?
I'll give you an exact amount. Let's go back to me.
Okay.
2022.
Yes, sir.
95,269.
Okay, cool. And so you had a really good year in 23. Sounds like you were building in 22, which is cool. And for 24, if I looked at your year-ending P&L, would it be stronger than 23 or less?
Less. I
Give me
my loss and profits roughly.
Right? What was the final net number?
I'm going to say about 121.5.
Okay, that's a pretty big deduction from prior year. Can you give me a little insight into why?
Well, at the end of the night, business, sales, running from a different same company but different offices, and it wasn't the same.
Okay, understood. How fast, in a perfect world, how fast could you get your 2024 taxes completed?
I'm going to say by the deadline.
Okay, so there's no scenario.
My main goal is to take care of the taxes that I owe.
Okay, all right. We'll talk a little more about that. If I told you that you needed to file your taxes right away, is that a possibility or not really a thing?
I'm going to say not really a thing, because at the end of the night, the profits and loss is going to be a lot worse. Because Unfortunately, I opened up an office from having a great year, and I'm not putting that because yet. I'm not putting that into my taxes yet for 2024 until I have to, because it's really going to break it down to almost nothing. I basically lost this year.
I hear you. So let's go back to your wife for a sec. For 2024, what was her total earnings?
She averages 2022 was 70,300. 2023.
For 24 and 23.
It's going to be about the same, about 70,300. Maybe
70,000.
a little bit more. I don't know if she got a raise or what.
Okay, so right around 70K.
I got qualified. I'm in the process right now with Third Federal. They got me a 7.59 on 150, 20-year.
Yeah, so that's a really good rate. I'll be honest, my rates are probably not that aggressive, especially with your credit score being a little bit lower. And in order to get as much cash as you need, you would be pretty much at the max combined loan to value ratios, which hurts you a little bit on rate as well. So I would, listen, I don't make money unless I do a mortgage, but I'm not going to steer anybody in the wrong direction either. I'd probably say go with that. My rates will probably be closer to like 9 to 12, just depending on, how it all shapes out. And in your situation too, you're probably only going to be able to qualify with your wife's income. So paying off, and the reason why is because your income is on a decline, so it's not stable. Your business has been in existence long enough that you could get away with using 1 year of tax returns, but it would have to be the most recent year, 2024. What happens if they do 1 year of taxes on 2023, then they're going to ask you for a year-ending P&L for 2024, and that's where they'll see the decline and throw up some red flags. But even with that being said, if your wife is making 70 grand, if we could qualify 70 grand, that's about 58.33. If we pay off every single debt, then that means half of that can go to the mortgage. So if your current mortgage payment is, let's break it down real quick. So 757 divided by 3 plus 1740. So you probably on your wife's income only have about $1,000 available to be able to absorb a new HELOC payment or second mortgage payment. So it's going to be a little tough. There's not really many scenarios where you're going to be able to get $160,000 second mortgage under $1,000 a month payback right now. We do have some options where we can do a 30-year term to help lower that payment. Let me do a quick calculation. So let's say if we got you 160,000, and let's just assume the rate's like 10%, and we're doing it on a full year. So even that payment would be $1,400 a month. So it's going to be a little bit outside of your ability to qualify, more than likely. So I would, if nothing else, I would say, try to, obviously get your 2024 taxes filed, and then try to have a really good year in 2025 this year. And like I mentioned before, because your business has been in existence for over 5 years, we could get away with using 1-year tax returns for you. So if you have a good year in 2025 and get that on the scoreboard with your taxes filed, then we can try to do some financing this time next year based on your great 2025 tax return and your wife's income. And then you're in a whole nother, ball game. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, and I do appreciate your advice.
Yeah, my pleasure. Well, listen, save my number. Call me anytime. I'm always available. I love helping people. I own my own company, so I appreciate what you go through as a self-employed person. And I appreciate if you run into anybody else looking for a great mortgage company, keep me in mind, please.
No, definitely. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right, Javier. Have a great day. Take care.
You too.